Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it, and I'm going to pick up right where I left off yesterday. So, for those of you that saw the video I put up yesterday, the first part of it I was just talking about interviews with the candidates that I've done and the ones that I will be doing, and why I'm doing them that way. A few people had sent me messages saying, I don't know, that they didn't like it, that it was too soft, or they didn't want to hear those questions. They wanted tough questions and they wanted answers. And look, I get that. But here's, it's early. It's May. It's a long way till the primary in September and the general election in November. 80% of our registered voters are not participating in these municipal elections, these council elections. That's who I'm trying to reach and bring in. And if they're not paying attention, they're not up to date where you might be. So I have to, I'm presenting a format to introduce the candidates and get people up to date, and to do it by the time voting comes around. That's what I'm doing. So I think most people got that, but to the people that were irritated, I apologize for that. But again, I've got to get people up to date to where you are then. So the rest of that video, I talked about the political factions in Pittsfield, the two sides, the good old boys, the cliques, whatever you want to call them, and how we need to finally put that to rest, because it has escalated to a level that it's embarrassing and it's doing a lot of damage to the city. And it is. And the biggest thing it's doing damage to is it's discouraging people from participating in our city elections. And it is. So in that video, I said I'm willing to, bury the hatchet. I was asking for our politicians and former politicians, whoever, community members, owners of businesses, whatever, to bury the hatchet in the feud with each other and let the city move forward for the betterment of the city. Because, like I said in yesterday's video, 95% of the city don't care about their dumb feud, and they care about the issues and the real things that are happening, and everything gets lost in those stupid fights. So that's what I was saying. Excuse my language. Obviously it irritated quite a few people. A few people sent me links to Planet Valenti. And one person here said, basically this is, well, let me pull it up. Under the advice of a friend, I started following It's Pittsfield Tonight. I did enjoy a few of your videos that I first saw. After watching that last video and listening to your view on this, it is evident to me that Dan Valenti is the only true voice for our community. And then a few other rude things. And then basically said, I will never watch one of your videos again. And then I ran into the bathroom and I cried. Oh. Anyway, that's I got a few of those. And to the people who want to keep that feud going or fighting, look, I'm not against a forensic audit, for one. That was the link that I got. Here's how I feel about forensic audits. And I hate how it's been thrown around constantly, because the way it's been thrown around is, and the way I see it, is the wrong way. But the city council has the authority to vote and put into the city charter that every 2 years, 3 years, whatever they choose or decide on, that we could have a third-party independent audit, a forensic audit of the books in Pittsfield. And it can be built right into the charter, where that's something that happens every so often, every X amount of years or whatever, regardless of what administration. I support that 100%. That's something that should have been implemented a long time ago. A long time ago. But as far as accusing people of embezzlement and cheating, and some of the, one message here that somebody sent me, they said that basically Linda Tyre cheated, stole the election, got in there, started embezzling millions of dollars. I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff. Husband and wife swapping parties and dungeons, like stories like right out of the National Enquirer. I can't comment on any of that stuff. I know nothing about anything like that. So here's the thing. My view on an audit is what I just said. I'm all for that. I think that should be built into the charter. As far as accusing people of stealing and everything, if you've got proof of that, then, God bless you for your watchdog activity. But otherwise, those are some hardcore accusations to be throwing out at people. Because, you're talking about criminal activity that puts people in prison. So, to me, personally, I think that's so irresponsible and insane to insinuate those kind of things. That type of sensationalism, that hurts our community. How is that going to help businesses or anybody moving here? I said that to somebody today, and they said, businesses aren't going to move here anyway, Mike. The taxes and I said, oh my God. So what is the answer? Well, I don't understand what some people want. I think they just want to fight. I think they just want to fight. So to those people, I don't know what to tell you. I'm burnt out on fighting. I want to see Pittsfield improve. There's some real issues. So, yeah, this audit thing, great, wonderful. How about what's happening in Springside Park still? Those are human beings. Are we going to wait for more people to die in there? I can't believe that scenario is still dragging out. There's people that are living in there, and I know some people are saying, some people in the community are saying, leave them alone, it's harassment. Look, here's my view on that. For one, nobody should be living in a park. Two, I'm a little familiar with homelessness. I experienced it myself for 4 years, so I do have firsthand of my own personal experience. A lot of people have been through that, and a lot of people have their own personal experience. I get that. Now, everyone's got their own story. But through my personal experience, I learned and understand that people who end up in, generally, 99% of the people that end up in homelessness due to just finance, get out of it quickly. Usually within weeks to months tops. Whether they have to live in a car and do what they got to do till they can get some more money together and get back into an apartment and get on their feet. Then there's people who there's underlying issues, whether they be substance abuse or mental health issues. They need help. And when you're in that position, when you need substance treatment or mental health treatment, you're not in a position to really speak for yourself of what's best for yourself. You're not treating yourself best. I mean, that's evident. So I get the compassion side of leave these people alone, but we're not doing them any favors, and people almost died in there again this winter. There's a couple in there, I guess they have a generator, and that somebody donated to them for heat. They've been living in there they were in there all winter. And anyway, they had carbon monoxide, I'm guessing, and almost killed them, put them in the emergency room. Are we just waiting for something horrible to happen? And then who do we blame? You can't have people living in the park. There has to be a real solution to that. Any of that. Where are the counselors on these issues? That's what I want to know. That's a huge one. That's human beings. People have died in that park. Are we going to wait for more people to die? So, I get all the other stuff, but there's a lot of positive things and a lot of things coming into the community. Let's look at the positive, and then let's look at the things that we have to address and not cloud those up with drama, but address them. To the people that want to continue these feuds, I'm sorry that I don't fit that format that you want. I don't know what else to tell you. But I am not going to get up here and just personally attack each other. And that's that on that. So, upcoming interviews this week, Patrick Cavey, the Ward 5 City Councilor, Earl Persip, one of our Pittsfield at-large city councilors, John Kroll and myself have planned to do some videos, maybe even tonight or tomorrow. I'll see what John's up to. I know he's a very busy guy also right now. And so that's this week. I'm working on some cool stuff for some music stuff that I'm going to be introducing I want to start talking to a lot of our local bands. Any of our local bands that see this, if you're a local musician or local player, I want to interview you. I want to talk to you about what you're feeling about coming out of this pandemic and getting back out and doing gigs and things like that. So also to kick off the music series, as many of you know, I've said probably a million times that I was in the music industry, and I do know quite a few people in the business. So I've reached out to some friends of mine that I've invited to come on to do some interviews and talking about some relevant stuff. So I've reached out to David Ellefson, the bass player from Megadeth. David also owns Combat Records now, and I would love to talk to David about that. A friend of mine on Facebook for sure. I've met her once or twice in person, but it's been a million years ago. But Bobby Jean Brown, and Bobby Jean is a model, a comedian, really funny, smart chick that for my generation, many of I was introduced to her at the band Warrant, the song Cherry Pie. Bobby is the model that is in the videos and on the album cover, I believe. That is her on the album cover, I'm sure too. But she's in the videos, and she became, for the early 90s, she was to what Farrah Fawcett was in the 70s for people, and Heather Locklear and Heather Thomas in the 80s. Well, Bobby Jean Brown was that for the 90s. So anyway, she's really, really cool woman, really smart, talented, beautiful woman, and I'd love to get an interview with her. So I've sent out some messages, and I'm waiting back from Bobby on that, and some other stuff in the works with some other known names to help kick off this music series. But I definitely want to incorporate our local guys, and there's some great girls and guys that play in our local bands. And I have a lot of stuff I want to talk to them about coming out of the pandemic and all that. So there's that. That'll be all good. So that is it for now. To all the politicians that I haven't spoke to yet, if you're running this year, whether you're an incumbent or you're a new challenger and you want to come on It's Pittsfield Tonight, I want to have you. So please message me. I'll be looking for you and sending you messages anyway. But please message me, and I'll give you a fair, open, honest platform to let people see what they think about you. So again, for the millionth time, that truly is it for now. And I'll catch you all tomorrow.